Thanks for watching News 12 on your side.
Live from Augusta, you're watching News 12 live at 5.
Look at this winter storm leaving a blanket of snow across the Augusta area, covering roads, neighborhoods, and more. We'll show you more of that snowfall coming up. It is pretty, isn't it? Good evening. I'm Meredith Anderson. Pretty, but pretty dangerous now that we're moving into the evening hours. Let's go straight to our first alert. Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale. Riley, your concern all along has been this melted snow, this melted ice refreezing and then causing problems on roads that have been okay for the most part today.
Yeah, as soon as the sun came out, Mayor, we really saw those roads improve, especially here around the I-20 corridor and north of that. We topped out with snow totals around 1 to 2 inches for us here around I-20 and north, so the sun has definitely done a number on most of the snow that was blanketing us late last night and early this morning. The top reports definitely came from the southern CSRA in Johnson County. Wrightsville actually got up to 5 inches. Earhart and Bamberg County just over 4. Windsor, though, in Aiken County got close to 4 inches, 3.8 there. Swainsboro, 3.5. An isolated report in Columbia County there in Appling of 3.5 inches, but Aiken around 2.5. Here in Augusta, officially 1.7 at Bushfield. We've seen a lot of this snow disappear today, crushing it. We'll have more on this forecast for you in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. A reminder, with our First Alert weather app, you have access to all the latest weather information and the forecast around the clock. To download the free app now, just scan that flow code on your screen. You can even customize weather alerts, set them to your location. You can check live radar and plan out your day with the hour-by-hour forecast. Never leave the home without it. While the sun melted most of the snow and ice on our roads, dropping temps, of course, could mean they'll refreeze soon. And schools are getting ahead of this. Columbia County schools are staying closed again tomorrow. They've also canceled all after-school activities. Richmond County, they will continue asynchronous learning tomorrow. Aiken County, they just announced they will also continue with another e-learning day tomorrow. Now, too many others to list here, but we are constantly updating this info on our website and app. And with different counties taking different approaches, you might be wondering how these decisions are made. Your Audrey Dickherber joins us now live in our newsroom with some insight. And Audrey, what have you learned about this process today?
Well, we've been talking about how our area has felt like it's at a standstill and that the CSRA isn't used to this type of weather. So when it comes to closures, especially in our local schools, what all goes into it? I've reached out to Richmond, Columbia, and Aiken County school districts. So far, this is what we've heard from Richmond County. Richmond County School District says the superintendent of schools is responsible for deciding when to open, delay, or close schools. They oversee an emergency management team and work closely with local and regional agencies and the National Weather Service, considering safety, road conditions, and how much ice or snow is on the ground, temperature, and weather predictions. And this last year has been crazy weather-wise, going from Hurricane Helene to snow in the CSRA. But Richmond County Schools says they build in the possibility of closures due to weather, and since the last few days have been e-learning, the snow days don't count as a loss in school days. But both Columbia and Aiken County School Districts sent out notices. Columbia County says the school district will be closed because of weather officials indicating freezing temperatures overnight could result in hazardous road conditions. And Aiken County Schools has also decided to do another e-learning day based on current conditions of significant snowfall, predicted freezing temperatures overnight, and travel concerns for students, families, and staff. And as we wait to hear back from other school districts, of course, I'll continue to keep you guys updated.
All right, doing the homework for us. We appreciate it. Thanks for that, Audrey. Meanwhile, a lot of people are still having to go to work, so not everyone can stay off the roads. Of course, the concern now, what's melted will start freezing again soon. Your Sydney Hood is live on Deansbridge Road in Augusta. Sydney, hopefully the roads are doing okay now, but what are the conditions that you've seen?
The sun definitely worked its magic on the roads that are out in the open. Like if you take a look behind me here at Deansbridge Road and Meadowbrook Drive, at first glance it looks like any normal normal afternoon, but just 2 hours ago, the Richmond County Sheriff's Office had deputies at this intersection blocking traffic so GDOT crews could get in this area and treat the roads. They had trucks out here putting out what appeared to be salt on the roads, treating these roads so they don't run into the risk of refreezing as we head into the evening. GDOT says that roads like I-20 and Bobby Jones, those two roads that they've been focusing on since this weather event started, that they say those roads are in good shape right now and that they're traveling normally in their eyes. So now they're shifting their focus onto roads like Deans Bridge Road, Peach Orchard Road, and Mike Paget Highway, because as Riley was mentioning, as we head into the evening, really a big concern is these roads refreezing right now. So Augusta engineers also have crews out. They're working in conjunction with GDOT, they say, to treat these roads, treat these bridges across Augusta, because again, these bridges they're looking at because they tend to freeze up faster than a normal road. So they are out working on those roads right now to, again, keep you and your family safe if you do have to get out on these roads, because I know the main question on a lot of people's minds right now is, what is the road going to look like in the morning whenever I have to get up and go to work? Well, crews are out right now working to treat these roads. They are working all across Augusta. Like I said, they were just at this intersection of Deansbridge Road and Meadowbrook Drive. They were down the road on Deansbridge Road at Spring Grove Drive working to treat these roads. So they are out right now. I've seen them with my own eyes. They are working to treat these roads because, again, I don't think we can say this enough. They want you to use caution if you do ultimately have to get out on these roads.
Some very good advice. Of course, if you don't need to drive, just don't. We'll hear more on the condition of roads in South Carolina coming up in just a few minutes. An update now out of Nashville, Tennessee, where police were called. Augusta Transit closed today, meaning the city is not offering free rides to overnight warming shelters. They tell us the roads are simply too dangerous. Nearly every community center in our area has been transformed into a daytime warming shelter in the Augusta area. Now that includes Henry Brigham, Bernie Ward, Carrie J. Mays, and May Park. We have more daytime centers listed on our website and app. You can also scan that flow code on your screen. It will take you there. Now those all close between 6 and 8 o'clock tonight. For overnight shelters, the Augusta Rescue Mission, Garden City Rescue Mission, the Salvation Army Center of Hope, and the May Park Community Center are available. Even though the snowfall is over, these cold temperatures, they are not going anywhere anytime soon. And you still need to make sure and protect your home. Some of the things you can do, this is super important. Drip your faucets overnight to prevent any freezing in the pipes. And keep your cabinet doors with pipes open. I know that sounds counterproductive, but it isn't. It circulates the air. Experts say to keep a stream about as thin as a strand of spaghetti. Good rule of thumb there. They also recommend wrapping exposed pipes in either fabric or newspaper to insulate against the wind. And if you haven't done it, it is not too late. You'll want to go ahead and take care of that ASAP, though. With all the snow that's been coming down, some people wanted to see if they could get a look at what Augusta National's golf course looks like. Well, it looks like pretty much everywhere in our area. But this man from Jacksonville actually pulled off the interstate to sneak a peek and snap some pictures. He says he was passing through on business and told me a detour was worth it to maybe catch this once-in-a-lifetime glimpse down a snowy Magnolia Lane. We want to see some of your snow day pictures and videos. You cannot send us enough. You can scan this code on your screen. It'll take you to where you can submit pictures, and we love videos too of snow day fun. Your pictures, they could end up on air or on our website, of course, our social media accounts as well. We've been talking about the dangerous ice, but Riley, you gotta be honest, this was a lot of fun. This was way better than 2 weeks ago.
Absolutely, Meredith. Luckily, it was all snow for us, so just really brought the travel concerns. We didn't have to worry about a lot of power outages, thankfully. We are going to continue the first alert tonight, though. Not only the black ice concerns, but dangerous cold will continue. We'll have much more on that forecast just after break.
Time and Temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team.
We've issued a First Alert Weather Day this week. To stay up to date on the latest weather alerts, scan the flow code on your screen to download our First Alert Weather app and get the most accurate forecast in our area.
Serious truck crash.
So in Augusta, low temp 13, not far behind there in Aiken, Thompson, but right now it looks like Barnwell and potentially eventually some of our southern counties could actually see some of the coldest air out there by daybreak tomorrow. Barnwell, our model here, is forecasting low temperature of 10. Those do increase a little bit Friday into Saturday, but still going to be well below freezing. So make sure you are taking those precautions to protect your home, your pets, and your people as well. Check on your elderly neighbors and your friends. Make sure they have a way to stay warm tonight. Make sure you are checking those carbon monoxide detectors. If you're using anything like a space heater, make sure you're using it properly and never into an extension cord. Your sprinklers should definitely be turned off. But remember your pets tonight. Bring them inside if you can. If you can't, make sure they do have that adequate shelter. And protect your pipes. As we've been saying, pipes can definitely burst in temperatures like this. We're expecting a significant time frame with temperatures below 20, so make sure you are letting that faucet drip. Open up those cabinet doors. Do anything you can, because plumbing will be at risk for tonight.
And you don't want that to happen. Thanks, Riley. Road conditions, as Riley mentioned, they're about to get a lot worse on both sides of the river. Of course, North Augusta, no exception. Leaders there are asking you to stay off the roads if you can help it. Even if you know how to drive in this weather, you do not want to run the risk of hitting a patch of black ice. Your Hallie Turner joins us now live in downtown North Augusta. And Hallie, it looks as though all the snow and ice has melted where you are.
Well, that's the thing, Mayor. It looks like all the snow and ice have melted. And right here it has. So a lot of people have been driving down Georgia Avenue, some at moderate speeds like that, but others a lot faster. But what you can't see is just a couple of streets over where it's dangerous for us to be. Here's the thing that I learned. Aiken County is quite a big county, so we'll start in a few of the pockets, excuse me. So right here in North Augusta, SCDOT owns about 75% of the roads. 25% is owned by the city. So SCDOT is working to clear all those main roadways. Your major roadways, there's going to be an ambulance, Meredith, that comes down in just a second. But they want to clear these roadways for this exact reason. You're going to see an ambulance come by here. And the reason for that is because if they can't get to you, they can't get to help other people. So right now, this is the very reason they're clearing the roads, is so that you can see the Aiken County Emergency Medical Services come right by. But the residential areas, that's the other 25% I was talking about that North Augusta owns, they SCDOT is not getting back there. And even Mayor Williams told me today that they don't have the equipment to get back there. We're in a southern state. They're not prepared for this, so they don't have any of that stuff. They did not salt the roadways ahead of time. They're not clearing them because all of the stuff that they've used to clear all of that is in those debris trucks from Hurricane Helene. Over in Aiken County, they are doing the same things, still clearing those major roadways. They're asking you to stay off the back. They haven't seen as many collisions as right here in North Augusta. They've seen about 8 here. Even Marty Sawyer, the Aiken County Sheriff, told me, hey, Hallie, I can't give you an exact number of how many people have wrecked because there's been quite a few that have just been people just needing our help. So again, they're asking that you, if you don't have to be on these major roadways, stay off of them so that your emergency management services can be on them to get to you, and that eventually the ice will clear in the coming days on those secondary roads.
We just need to thaw out. All right, thanks for that update, Hallie. We're back in a bit.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. The 2025
Members of the Houston Police and Houston Fire Department were enjoying the snow they got in this winter storm. Rare for us, really rare for them too. They had a snowball fight between the two departments between responding calls. Yeah, when you don't see snow often, everyone turns into a little kid. It's just what happens, and I'm glad that they got to enjoy some of that. Houston, a major problem in the air. You're taking a live look at the Flight Aware Misery map, where you can see some of the major airports in the southeast are still seeing delays. Atlanta and Houston, they are currently leading the country in delays and cancellations as those airports are still dealing with ice and freezing temperatures. At Augusta Regional Airport, they will suspend all operations at 6:30. They say they will resume normal operations tomorrow morning. People all across the southeast got a significant amount of snowfall yesterday. Even places like Myrtle Beach, seeing snow wasn't something many of them are used to either, especially not to the level they received.
I only lived here for 3 months.
Okay.
And came from North Carolina, so snow in North Carolina I'm used to, but snow down here by the beach is kind of crazy to me.
It really is. Officials in Myrtle Beach say they saw 4.5 inches of snow yesterday, making it the most amount of snow they have seen in at least a decade. Snow at the beach, definitely rare in these parts. We're back in a bit.
Badbats.com.
Happy holidays from Parker's Kitchen. Sending a world of good wishes to our invaluable team members. Thank you for making Parker's the best place to work and shop.
You're watching News Time continues.
Well, both sides of the Savannah River woke up to a snow-covered area today. We'll show you the effects of that winter weather in just a few minutes. Good evening, and thanks for joining us here live at 5. I'm Wrdw. We'll send things over to your First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Riley Hale. And Riley, it's been a busy 24 hours for you guys, but what can we expect heading into tonight?
Potentially record low temperature as well, so we are going to continue our first alert into tonight through Thursday morning for some dangerous cold heading our way tonight, and along with those black ice concerns. We did see an improvement in some of our roadways. Wherever that sun was out, it was able to definitely get away a lot of that snow, but wherever we had shade, any sheltered areas that didn't see sun today, there is still snow on the ground, and that's where we're going to have that black ice concern across those roads. So make sure you are being safe tonight and to tomorrow, but also protect your pipes and your pets tonight. We could see bursting pipes late tonight into early tomorrow morning. We are expecting temperatures between 10 and 15 degrees late tonight, so potentially, once again, close to those records. We saw a decent amount of snow in some spots, up to 5 inches in Johnson County. That was the top report in the CSRA. 3.5 in Swainsboro, Appling 3.5 as well. Waynesboro not far behind at 3. For us here around Augusta, Bushfield officially 1.7 inches, so just shy of 2-inch mark right there, but most of the snow we've seen around I-20 and north has tension cord. Check your carbon monoxide detectors, and if you're using that fireplace, make sure you have a metal screen or tampered glass to just block any of those embers popping out. Keep flammable objects away from those heating devices too. We'll have much more on the forecast for you in just about 10 minutes.
Some good tips there. Thanks again, Riley. With our First Alert weather app, you'll have access to the latest forecast around the clock. To download the free app now, you can just scan the code there on your screen. You can customize weather alerts, set your location, check live radar, and plan out your day with our hour-by-hour forecast. And Augusta Transit is closed as well today, meaning the city is not offering free rides to overnight warming shelters. They tell us the roads are simply too dangerous to drive on. Nearly every community center in our area has been transformed into a daytime warming shelter in the Augusta area. That includes Henry Brigham, Bernie Ward, Carrie J. Mays, and May Park. We have more daytime centers listed on our website at wrdw.com. You can also scan the flow code on your screen now. It'll take you to our website. Those all close between 6 and 8 o'clock tonight. For overnight shelters, Augusta Rescue Mission, Garden City Rescue Mission, the Salvation Army Center of Hope, and May Park Community Center are all available. While the sun helped melt some of the ice around the roads across the CSRA, there are still concerns for schools tomorrow. So far, several counties have canceled school for Thursday. Columbia County School District announced that they will be closed tomorrow and all after-school events are canceled. Richmond County has recently announced that they will continue asynchronous learning tomorrow. Aiken County just announced that they'll continue with another e-learning day tomorrow as well. And there are a lot of factors to be considered by school officials when deciding to cancel classes or not. Your RG Dickerber is live in our newsroom with some insight on the process the districts use to make that decision. And Audrey, what have you been able to learn with all of this?
Well, we've been talking about how our area has felt like it's at a standstill and that the CSRA isn't used to this type of weather. So when it comes to closures, especially in our local schools, what all goes into it? I reached out to Richmond, Columbia, and Aiken County School Districts. So far, this is what we've heard from Richmond County. Richmond County School District says the superintendent of schools is responsible for deciding when to open, delay, or close schools. They oversee an emergency management team and work closely with local and regional agencies and the National Weather Service, considering safety, road conditions, how much ice or snow is on the ground, temperature, and weather predictions. And this last year has been crazy weather-wise, going from Hurricane Helene to snow in the CSRA. But Richmond County Schools says they build in the possibility of closures due to weather, and since the last few days have been e-learning, the snow does not count as a loss in the school days. But both Columbia and Aiken County School District sent out letters. Columbia County says the school district will be closed because weather weather officials indicated freezing temperatures overnight will result in hazardous road conditions. And Aiken County Schools has also decided to do another e-learning day based on current conditions of significant snowfall, predicted freezing temperatures overnight, and travel concerns for students, family, and staff. And of course, as I continue to hear back from these school districts, we'll continue to keep you updated.
And better to be safe than sorry when you're a lot of these school districts. We saw what that looked like earlier this morning. It was very slick on the roads as well. And if you're looking for any of the other schools on when they're going to be either delayed online or canceled altogether, we have all of that listed on our website. Thank you, Audrey. And freezing temperatures producing ice on most of the roads in the CSRA, but today's sunlight has been able to reduce that hazard a bit. Your Hallie Turner is live for us in North Augusta with more on the conditions of roads in South Carolina. Hallie, what are the roads looking like out there for you?
Well, earlier we were able to show you that downtown North Augusta, coming down Georgia Ave, a lot of people have picked up speed because it's not, all the snow is melted off of Georgia Avenue, but these secondary roads, like where I'm standing now, just behind Georgia Avenue, they are a lot different, and that's because SCDOT is only focusing right now on the major roadways, so your interstates and your major highways. The secondary roads will come way later, last. What we're going to show you right now, too, Will, is what everyone should be worried about tonight. We have been standing right off of Georgia Avenue. This is right downtown. I'm across from the Grove in a parking lot and of SRS CRO. Right here, this was a puddle today. We've been watching this all day. I got to be very careful because if I put my hand down here, this is nothing but hardcore ice right now. So this is what you want to watch out for tonight, especially those of you that are in these North Augusta and Aiken County neighborhoods, the rural neighborhoods especially, because they are not going to get to you. SCDOT owns about 75% of the roadways in North Augusta. 25% is owned by the city, and Mayor Brenton Williams tells me that those 25% that the city owns, they didn't salt, they didn't clear them off because they're not prepared for this. They don't have the equipment to prepare for this. So most of those are residential neighborhoods. So if you salted your driveway, you're all right. But if you're trying to drive on these major roadways, they want you to stay off. Even North Augusta Public Safety telling me they've had around 8 collisions since the snow started falling yesterday. And if we move over deeper into Aiken County, Marty Sawyer, the sheriff of Aiken County, tells me that they responded to numerous calls. He doesn't know how many collisions there have been just because they've had so many calls, and he wants to be accurate on his number. But SCDOT tells me that they are just asking and urging everyone to stay off the roads because, again, the sun is going down now. It looks like all the snow is melted, but it is not. And what's left over is all of that water that is now turning into ice. So, again, Aiken County Public Schools are already going online for an e-learning day, and again, they're trying to clear off the roadways as much as possible. But South Carolina got a lot of snow, so it's not just here in Aiken County. You've got places like Lee County, South Carolina, Charleston got a lot of snow, and there's only so much ground they can cover at one time. So their top priority is your major roadways.
Yeah, and that's the major thing that we're seeing is that a lot of these roads are starting to dry out a bit, but that snow is still melting. Then it gets onto the roads, and then it starts to refreeze, and that's what we'll see later on tonight. So when you're driving down the road, it seems like the road is dry, but then you hit one of those spots where some black ice is, and then you may be in a position where you're losing control of your vehicle. So it's something that you need to keep an eye on if you are out traveling tonight. Hallie, we appreciate that over in North Augusta. We'll have more on Georgia's roads coming up in just a few minutes. And even though the snowfall is over, these cold temperatures aren't going anywhere. You still need to make sure that your home is protected. Some of the things that you can do is drip your faucets overnight to prevent any freezing in the pipes and keep cabinet doors with pipes open to circulate some of that air. Experts say to keep a stream about as thin as a strand of spaghetti going. They also recommend wrapping exposed pipes in either fabric or newspaper to insulate against the wind there. And we're going to get a look at some viewer photos. We've seen so many photos. I think we got over 100 different photos from you guys of snowmen. It's so great to see all the kids out enjoying some of this weather. Even some of your pets may be out there. I know 2 of my dogs were out enjoying their first snow in my backyard. So it's great to see so many families out enjoying that. I know we've been talking about road conditions and everything, but we know people got to go home last night and really enjoy it, Riley. We don't see this too often, so it's really great to see some of that. And we'll show you how some of of those students over at the University of South Carolina enjoyed the snow. That's coming up in just a few minutes, Riley.
Yeah, the most snow we have seen here in Augusta in over 10 years, Will, so definitely something we are not used to seeing. We have a cold weather advisory in effect tonight through tomorrow morning, so still tracking dangerous temps tonight. We'll have that full forecast just after the break.
Time and temp, brought to you by your First Alert weather team.
It's the coldest time of year in the CSRA. To stay up to date on anything winter weather to severe weather, download our First Alert weather app to get the most accurate forecast in our area.
Bankruptcy can help stop.
In the sunny skies and high temps back at least into the 40s for us, so we'll continue that gradual warming trend as we get into the weekend. And next week, our morning temps actually get above freezing. Take a look at this. Waking up early Monday will actually stay in the upper 30s for low temps, so some of the warmest temps we've seen in a good while. Monday, by the time we get to early into the morning, we could see some early showers pass through, but temperatures warming up next Tuesday, Wednesday. We finally get the 60s back.
Sounds good. Thanks, Riley. With freezing temperatures came ice on the roads all across our region. While GDOT brined the roads in preparation for the winter storm, ice was still found on most of the roads this morning. Your Sydney Hood is live on Deansbridge Road with more on the road conditions. Sydney, what are the roads like from what you've seen today?
The sun definitely did its part today and melted away that snow on these roads. And at first glance, this portion of Deansbridge Road at Meadowbrook Drive looks like normal, but crews have been out working all day long treating these roads. Just a couple of hours ago, the Richmond County Sheriff's Office had deputies at this intersection blocking traffic so GDOT crews could get down this portion of Deansbridge Road and treat these roads, especially heading into the evening as the temperature is expected to drop below freezing. So they're really monitoring these roads. GDOT says they've been working on Deans Bridge Road, Mike Patchett Highway, Peach Orchard Road, just trying to treat these roads. So for those of you who do have to get up and go to work in the morning, that these roads are as safe as possible for you to travel on. GDOT says that they've also been working on I-20 and the Bobby Jones Expressway, trying to get those roads as safe as possible for you to travel on. Because like I mentioned, Will, the sun did its part today to melt away some of the snow. And you can see we've still got some snow around me right here, but you can kind of see it looks more like ice around me as opposed to snow. And that's exactly what it's doing on the roads. It's melting away, and then as we head into the evening, whenever those temperatures drop, it's going to potentially refreeze and ice up these roads again. And Augusta Fire EMA has several roads across the county that they are calling areas of concern for people to travel on. And some of those roads are the Calhoun Expressway and Jackson Road, Wheeler Road, Wrightsboro Road, and Lumpkin Road around the Peach Orchard area. These are roads that they are having their eyes on right now, treating these roads, focusing on these roads. These are roads that a lot of people travel on pretty much every day to go to work. So they're eyeballing these roads because, again, a lot of these roads have some shady parts, and the sun didn't treat it like it did this portion of Deansbridge Road behind me. So there's still a potential for those icy patches. So they're really urging drivers to use caution if you do have to get out on the roads. If you have to get up in the morning to go to work, allow yourself some extra time to get there, because again, as we head into the evening, and especially in the early hours of the morning, there's that potential for these roads to refreeze. But like I said, I've seen GDOT crews in several parts of Augusta all day long working to treat these roads to, again, keep those that do have to get out on the roads as safe as possible. Will.
Yeah, it's something that we're going to continue to keep an eye on, and we're going to continue to monitor which roads are open or closed or which ones you need to be cautious about. We'll have all of that listed on our website as well at wrdw.com. Thanks, Sydney. The winter storm was felt across Georgia last night, adding to traffic in Atlanta. We'll show you how it affected the city coming up next.
First Alert Radar, powered by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. Start shopping now at GeraldJonesGMC.com. Gerald Jones GMC. We are professional grade.
People don't realize how much stress is on you when you have a big accident. I had 5 surgeries after that. When Ken took over my battle, I have more time and less stress to focus on my healing. One call, that's all.
We haven't had an ER visit in our lives. Please join me for a live educational webinar where I'll break down every aspect of Medicare. I promise you'll walk away feeling confident and prepared to take the next step on your Medicare journey. It's free to join, and you can sign up right on our website, ru64.com.
Well, check this out. New Orleans saw snowfall amounts like never before this week, and people were making the most of it. Like this man who decided to take skis down the French Quarter instead of going for a walk. That's Bourbon Street there if you don't recognize it. That doesn't look like the most efficient way to get around, but maybe it is. You're not driving a car down Bourbon Street there. You're going to be slipping and sliding.
Well, the problem is you're at sea level, so there's no changing elevation. You're just going
There's
on a
no
flat
hills.
plane. Yeah, no hills to kind of go down. But
He's getting an arm workout right now. Not the best idea, but
that is
you know.
crazy. And hey, not too many people, I can't imagine, have too many skis there in Louisiana,
No.
especially southern Louisiana. But a historic storm for them. I think they got close to a foot of snow officially in New Orleans, especially around the French Quarter. So definitely a storm they will always remember right there.
And even seeing some of the images, you go to Florida too, looking at Destin Beach was another big one. I mean, right when you look at the beach, it goes all the way, the snow goes all the way up to the water. It's something we've never seen before. Just incredible images from this snowstorm.
It was really crazy, and even with that Gulf water hitting the snow, it was producing a little bit of steam and just giving it that cool view. But you said the Gulf Coast of Florida there, Pensacola, I think officially got 8 inches of snow too. So a lot more than what we saw here locally. Still some lingering impacts though for us here locally. This is Riverwatch Parkway, and this is the thing. This side of Riverwatch Parkway heading towards downtown, it's been shaded by this tree cover, so that spot is going to remain very icy tonight into tomorrow morning, and those are the type locations we're worried about tonight. Along with dangerous cold, temperatures close to 13 tomorrow morning. We could break a record.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Riley. Stick with us. We have more news and weather coming up after a short break on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
It's the coldest time of year in the CSRA. To stay up to date on anything winter weather to severe weather, download our First Alert weather app to get the most accurate forecast in our area.
To your creditors, you're just